Hi there everybody, great to be with you all again. Yes, so time for the stream. Next stream will be on Thursday, which will be the 27th of February. That's Thursday and that'll be 3:30. And hi to Julia, hi to Nadia, hi to Nad, hi to Oksana, hi to Patricia, hi to Peter, hello to Roland, hi Victor, and hello to Vitali as well. So let's do it. Okay, this was about this asteroid that might hit the Earth. And the calculations they're doing about it. This is almost finished. A couple of questions left with this one. So if the asteroid's impact probability remains above the 1% lintel doorstep entrance threshold doorway, SMPAG will provide recommendations to the UN and may begin to evaluate options. Okay, so above the 1% lintel doorway entrance threshold doorstep. Good morning, Manisco. Okay, so we've got threshold for Oksana, for Vitali, for Roland, for Julia, for Patricia, and for Peter. The lintel is the bit that goes above the door. The doorstep, yeah, the entrance, no, it's the threshold. A threshold is a minimum value. Threshold for Vandana as well, welcome Vandana, is the entrance to a place. Threshold for Nadia as well, so the threshold. Minimum value which will activate or trigger something. Whoops, here we go again. I keep doing this. That's better. Okay. In the unlikely event, law of innkeepers. Wow, it sounds really interesting. I will have a little look at it now. It sounds really interesting because there's going to be a huge amount of history in it, I can imagine. Thank you, Nad. So, in the unlikely event, YR4 were guided, aimed, targeted, headed our way, one option would be to divert it by hitting it with a robotic spacecraft, as was successfully tested out with NASA's DART mission in 2022. No, it's not the frame. No, the lintel is the bit that goes on the top. You've got your, so Oksana, you've got your two posts or your two sides, and the lintel is either a piece of wood or something that goes across the top that supports it. Okay, the whole thing is called the frame. The straits and the lintel at the top. So we've got headed for Peter and Julia and Vitali. Threshold is the minimum reaction, the activation energy, Vandana. Yeah. Headed for Oksana, headed for Roland. Hi Elena, headed for Elena. Hi for headed for Patricia and Vanna. And Nad says, why not guided? Because somebody guides it. If it's guided our way, a lintel can also be very decorative, is bound our way, Elena says. Nad, if it's guided, it means somebody is directing it our way. Somebody's driving it to try to make it hit us. And the same with aimed and targeted. Yeah, a guided missile is a missile that is auto-correcting to make sure it hits. Whereas headed just means going, bound for, in the right direction. So it's headed our way. Okay. And like a freeze, yes. The frieze normally goes over the front of the lintel. Pigeon guided missile. I love it, Wolfman. Hi, Wolfman. So that changed the course of an asteroid that was not on a crash, collision, smash, strike, hit course with Earth. So, crash course, collision course, smash course, strike course, hit course. Okay, so collision for Oksana and Vitaly and Peter and Nadia and Julia and Elena and Roland and Vandana. And smash the like button, please. Do I know the properties of the Blue Lotus? No, I don't. Although lotus root is very tasty to eat, that I do know. Okay, so a hit course. I think a hit course would be an English course that was a great success. Collision course for Patricia. A strike course, no. A smash course, no. A crash course is a very short educational thing to teach you something very, very, very short. A crash course would teach us to survive in the event of a collision. Absolutely, Oksana. It's a collision course. Okay, yeah, on a collision course. That's the collocation. A collision course, something that's going to collide with us, going to crash into us. Okay, yeah, the car was on a collision course for the tree. NASA's DART mission showed that we have the only means to divert an asteroid. NASA's DART mission showed that we have the means to divert an asteroid, but only if we pick, unmask, ascertain, diagnose, spot it early enough, says Dr Massey. So, let's see. Spot for Vitaly and Nan and Oksana and Kanan. Welcome, Kanan. Diagnose for Peter, spot for Elena, spot for Roland, spot for Julia. And Nadia goes for diagnose and Vandana goes for spot. Diagnose is normally for a doctor. A doctor diagnoses an illness. Yeah, to diagnose a problem. If we diagnose it early enough. If you diagnose, you're looking at the symptoms. So to pick it up early enough. If we unmask it, clock it informally. Yes, Vitaly. No, you unmask a secret. You unmask a scandal. You ascertain the truth. But you spot it, to see, to notice. It's a little bit informal perhaps for this, but it works. I learned that it was used in the time of the Pharaoh's energy and Viagra properties, similar one to Kew Gardens. I love Kew Gardens, it's a brilliant place. Okay, so let's continue. To spot, says Patricia. Okay. Y4K is currently moving away from Earth because it's going round in this weird orbit in almost a straight line, making it difficult to accurately determine its precise, faithful, right, exacting orbit before it returns towards Earth. So precise here for Julia and KN, and for Vitaly and Nad and Roland and Nadia. It's precise. It's for Nadia and Vandana precise as well. Exacting, no. Exacting means demanding. Exact for Elena. It's precise trajectory. Yes, Peter. Precise, exact, not exacting. It was about research on the mummy of a musician. I've been preparing one about mummies in a bit. It's predicted. Good word, Wolfman. It's precise. Yes, it's precise. It's precise orbit before it returns. Over the next few months, the asteroid will begin to decline, diminish, wither, fade, wilt from view, after which it will be monitored by ground and space telescopes. So, decline from view, diminish from view, wither from view, fade from view, wilt from view. So we got lots of fades coming here. So to wilt is when something doesn't have enough water in it. Your plants wilt. Or if you put, if you leave vegetables in vinegar or in salt for a few days, they wilt. She lived to be at least 60. In Egyptian times, that was a lot. So, fade for Oksana and Nadia and Vitali. Fade for Nad and Peter and Roland and Vandana and Julia and Patricia. To wither, to dry up. Plants wilt and wither, yes. Escape view. So the view will get less. Fade out from view would do very nicely. To diminish from view, no, to fade. Fade, it becomes less and less clear. You can't see it. Fade is something that decreases ever so slowly. Okay, according to ESA, I think that's the European Space Agency, it's possible that asteroid 2024 YR4 will fade from view before we are able to entirely exclude, preclude, eliminate, rule, bar out any chance of impact in 2032. To dwindle. Yeah, I guess its dwindle would work as well. So, before we're entirely able to exclude out any chance, preclude out any chance, eliminate out any chance, rule out any chance of royal lineage, so probably had good nourishing food, so you're all in there with rule out. To exclude any chance of impact with no out. To preclude a safety measure precludes something from happening. To preclude means to stop something from happening. Exclude sans préposition will work very nicely, yes. So if you if you take lots of vitamins, it will help to preclude getting a cold, for example. To eliminate, to rule out, exactly. Hi, Solomon. To phase out. Phase out, though, is to get rid of, but little bit by little bit by little bit by little bit. To dismiss any chance without the out. Yes, Wolfman. To eliminate without the out. To eliminate any chance. To bar. Well, to bar is normally to say that somebody can't go into a place. You're barred from this pub. But to rule out, to exclude, to say that something is not going to happen. The player was injured and has been ruled out of the next match. In this case, the asteroid will likely remain keep, rest, last, hold on ESA's risk list until it becomes observable again in 2028. Bar equals ban. Yes, exactly, Roland. So, Oksana says remain. In this case, the asteroid will probably remain on, keep on, rest on, last on, hold on. Okay, so hold on, wait, hold on. You're telling somebody to hold on. Last on doesn't work. Rest on doesn't work. To keep on doing something. Yeah, but somebody does that on purpose. So we've got remain for Oksana, Vitali, Peter, Roland, Julia, Vandana, Nadia, Patricia. But somebody keeps on doing something. Yeah, it is to continually do something, but to remain, to stay. Will stay on. Definition of insanity. capable of not thinking like everybody else. I think maybe having an abnormal a mind that works in a way that it's not designed to. It will likely sit, yes, on the list, stay on the list, rest on the list. Its remain is clearly the best. It's not going to so remain on the list. I'm not very happy about rest. Likely to sit. Both, Oksana. It will likely sit. So it will likely sit. It is likely to sit. Okay, my pleasure, Chaz Muslim. So, ancient mummies still spell mice. Study fine. So it's interesting you were talking about mummies, Patricia, because here we go. So, I'm glad to hear that, Chaz. Okay, so that's a great question. Smell nicely. No, because let's see. My dog. How does your dog smell? Terrible or terribly? My dog smells terrible. My dog smells terribly. My dog has a bad sense of smell. To smell nicely is talking about a good sense of smell, being able to smell very clearly. So this tastes nice, but it doesn't taste nicely. Smell, taste, it feels, it seems. These are verbs, Peter, when nothing happens, nothing changes. And therefore you need to use adjectives rather than adverbs. You can't use an adverb of change, Peter, with a verb of state, a verb which doesn't change. So let me just try this a second, then I'll answer this question. My dog smells terrible. Pooh. My dog smells terribly. He has a bad sense of smell. Okay, so let's see. We've got lots of answers now. Sorry about this. So after for Nad, even after for Oksana, Musky, even after for Patricia, even after for Roland and Vitali, even after for Nadia, even after. Okay, even after for Peter, yes. Even after. Excuse me. Okay, so let me try that again. Even after. Though. No, not though. With. No. Still. No. Nevertheless. Yes, even after. It's a property of the subject, nice, not something he has some control of. Nicely, thank you. Even though, yes, even after, but not though on its own. So let's continue. Mummies, yeah, it was the subject of the day, wasn't it, Patricia? Okay. So researchers who examined 9 mummies found that though there was some difference in the severity, force, intensity, energy, volume of their odours, all could be described as woody, spicy and sweet. With these verbs smell, taste, we should ask ourselves if we describe the action itself or something else. He smells nicely. I'd say he looks cute when he tries to smell something. His nose moves. That's the point. Very good, Oksana. That's it. Are we describing the noun, the subject, or the verb? So, though there was some difference in intensity for Vitali, intensity for Oksana, intensity for Peter, intensity for Solomon, intensity for Chad, intensity for Julia, intensity for Roland. Well, when you've got a cold, you can't smell well. Yes. Yeah, and if you don't smell well, that's different. Volume. No. Volume is normally talking about sound now. I don't think volume would fit here. Severity. This is to do with how severe an accident is. With force, no. In the energy, no, it's the intensity. Intensity for Vandana, intensity for Nadia, intensity for Patricia, intensity for Akaku. So, hi Akaku, great to have you. The intensity. They say recreating the smells chemically will allow others to experience a mummy's whiff and help to leak, admit, tell, sing when the bodies inside may be starting to rot. Okay, so Vitali and Oksana say tell, so does Na. I smell the forest ferns, to tell for Solomon, to tell for Julia, tell for Nadia, tell for Roland, tell for Peter. Okay, to tell for Aku. So, yes, to tell is to be able to notice, to differentiate, to help to tell. To leak, a leak is an escape of information. To admit, I admit that I was wrong. To sing, no, to tell. Tell for Vandana as well. To tell is when you notice something. A perfume, a mummy's whiff. Yeah, the whiff sounds really funny. Okay. Process. Exercise. So during the mummification, exercise, handling, method, action, process, ancient Egyptians would surround the body with pleasant smells as an important part of preparing a spirit to enter the afterlife. So process for Oksana, Solomon goes for exercise. Process for Vitali, process for Nad, process for Nadia, to help decipher, yeah. Yes, P. Process for Peter, process for Julia, mummification process for Akaku, process for Roland and Vandana, the mummification method. But Manisko method says which method did they use? Did they use the Alexandrian method or the Cairo method or the Nile method? No, not the method. Yeah. Well, clearly they do. It's process, yes, Solomon. The mummification process. An exercise, the mummification exercise. If they were teaching a group of students to mummify bodies, maybe. Laughing at your own joke should be a punishable offence. Graham Greene, I love it. That's a great quote, Vitali. I'm gonna use that one. I'm gonna use that one for one of my shorts, definitely. It's a good one. Okay, so exhibit. Hi, Yippee, no. The mummification process. The process, because it's a process, because you do lots of things one after the other. don't say bad things. It will be accursed, avaunt curses. So mummification, during the handling of the mummy, during the action, during the mummification process, it's got to be the process. Okay. Mummification ritual, yeah, a ritual would definitely work. As a result, pharaohs and participants, members, cast, crew, agents of the nobility were adorned with oils, waxes and balms, notice balms, during the mummification process. Yeah, the cast and crew of the film. Agent. An agent is a representative, an estate agent. Members for Vitaly, Oksana, Nad, Peter, Nadia, Julia and Patricia. Yeah, members of the nobility. Participants in a competition. Members for Roland and Patricia. The cast of a film. The crew of a ship. An agent for business. Members for Vandana as well. Members. Way. I keep getting it wrong. I'll hit F4 in a second. That. Shift. Hi Mohim. Pharaoh's nobles. Okay, so I'm finally back. Members of the nobility. That's better. So, pharaohs and nobles. Yeah, members of the nobility. When the mummification exercise was practiced, that would work, Solomon. Yes. Yeah, with atom. Okay. Okay, that's good. So let's go for the next one. In films and books, terrible things happen to those who smell to mummified bodies, says Dr. Bembibre. Bembibre is a place in Leon in Spain. We were surprised at the affability, pleasantness, goodness, affableness of them. Oh, yeah. I think you're totally right, Patricia. Nad says pleasantness. Oksana says affability. This is going to be interesting. Pleasantness for Vitaly, affability for Julia. Peter goes for affability. Nadia goes for pleasantness. Affableness for Vandana. Goodness for Manisko. Affableness for Aku. With aromas, exactly. What is affability, Oksana? Affability for Roland. And firstly, I would say affability rather than affableness. I think affableness is possible. Pleasantness it should be. We would normally refer to people as being affable, being perceived as friendly. Exactly. Affability is not right. Yeah? So you are all very affable people, easy to like, likable, but a likable character, a likable person. The goodness. Okay, if the smell is good, the goodness of the spell. Correct to pleasantness. 3 nesses, that's what I was playing with. Yippee. The amiability, affableness, amiability. Affability, affableness. The goodness, no, the pleasantness. Amiability. The pleasantness. Antonym of ineffable. Ineffable. Okay. So, the pleasantness of the smell. Hello Chaya, lovely to see you. The authors of the academic study had to get the smell from inside the sarcophagus without interfering, meddling, prying, invading, intervening with the mummy inside. Someone who's affable must smell nice. I guess so. Yeah, ineffable, indescribable, exactly. So Nad goes for interfering. Roland goes for interfering. Julia goes for interfering. So does Vitali. And Oksana goes for meddling. Peter goes for meddling. For interfering. Nadia goes for interfering. Vandana says meddling, interfering. Interfering with is better. Exactly. Let's see. Invading says Manisco. Akaku says interfering. Solomon says interfering. Meddling. Normally meddling is meddling in people's affairs. It's sticking your nose in where you're not wanted. Meddling would fit, but I think interfering is a better word. So to meddle is to try to take steps in the affairs of other people, and it's not such a good one, but it would work. Prying, to pry into. Prying is like meddling as well. Prying is like spying. Invading is military. You invade somebody else's space. And you intervene. You intervene when there's an argument between two people. I needed to intervene because my children were fighting. Without interfering with. Yeah, interfere is neutral register. Yeah. Yes, I think. But interfering is definitely the best word here. Meddling is a bit informal as well. Meddling with. You can meddle with things. You could meddle with it. Interfering sounds better. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, last one for today. So, last one for today. The researchers from UCL and the University of Ljubljana in Slovenia did so by inserting, include a tiny tube so they were able to measure the scent without taking any physical samples. Anguish is mental pain, Solomon. Yeah? When somebody dies, you feel anguish. Inserting for Oksana, inserting for Vitaly, inserting for Peter, including is when you pack something now, you include everything. You include something is to make sure you put it in when you do up the package. Inserting for Nadia, inserting for Roland, inserting for Solomon, inserting for Julia, hi Hadi, inserting for Hadi, inserting for Akaku and for Vandana, inserting a tiny tube so they were able to measure the scent. Buenas mano, pues al último momento. Okay, so by sticking inside, it would need something else. By including, everything you need is included in this kit. Entering, no, you insert, to put inside, to insert. So, ladies and gentlemen, enough for today. Next stream will be on Thursday, which is going to be... just fell out of bed. That's good, Manu. Thursday the 27th of February at at 3 12:30 p.m. UK time. So thank you all for coming. It's been great seeing you. My name is Alex Akaku. Call me Alex. So let's see, I need to thank everybody. Thank you to Akaku, thank you to Jaya, thank you to Hadi, thank you to Julia, thank you to Manisco, thank you to Manu, ahora a por el café. Thank you to Nadia and Nad, thank you to Oksana and Peter and Roland, thank you to Solomon and Vandana, and thank you to Vitali as well. It's been wonderful having you all. So take care all of you, and I hope to see you on Thursday. So take care and bye for now. Yeah, it's the